Hi, my friends and family. It's me once again, Trey, basking and sweating in the hot sun here in the beautiful Santa Cruz Mountains in California. And today I have the extremely important topic and the reason why. After I made the Yahweh video, the CIA employees who work at YouTube had to put a shadow ban on me and refused to help me expand the awareness of mankind and heal from the devil's overthrow, because this is something that is way more powerful than anything the devil, the Syrians, or Lucifer has in all their arsenal of weaponry. How acting on faith in truth protects the energy shield, or how to stay safe and secure in any situation. I gotta put on a Tesla Wi-Fi show and tell the devil what to do, 'cause Satan and Lucifer just came to this earth, from my opinion, originally to be literal prison wardens and in control of those who decided to destroy. But in 2020 and 2023, the warfare escalated so much, I have to say, Satan, go back down the drain where you belong. Your hatred, classism, violence is weak and never strong. I gotta put on a Wi-Fi shirt and chase the devil out of church. How acting on faith in truth protects the energy shield. If you were born on earth, we were all made in the physical flesh suit image of the divine Christ goddess, Sophia. However, of course, as I've said many times, the dark ETs, the alien geneticists of several different races, and have been tinkering with our genes to keep us stuck as their fucking 3D slaves for millions of years, literally. And, of course, teaching us that 96% of our DNA is junk. This is what the scientism death cult always tells you. Most of your brain is, you can't use it, it's junk. Because that's where your higher powers, that's where your divine powers reside, and they don't want you to know that. So they want us stuck as their slaves, So now we must contend with half of the world being rapidly converted into humans 2.0, Lucifer's slave race. Bill Gates, Microsoft got patent 060606 in 2020, 2019 with the acceptance of multiple injections of self-replicating nanobot blood clot shots, also with self-replicating graphene dioxide and all the usual garbage, including aborted fetal tissues they put in that crap. And of course, the bioweapon gain-of-function flu bugs themselves, and now direct energy weapons destroying a town in Maui this year. Looking at another set of mask mandates and lockdowns coming up, many people are saying in September 2023. How can you and your loved ones especially those of you who intend to ascend or stay physically safe in the next decade, do so knowing your friends and family who took the international mass formation, psychosis, black magic, scientism, cyborg, slave experiment? How are you going to stay safe in this world the way it is now? In addition, knowing most fools and normies not only do not know, many or most thoughts they receive are from interdimensional Syrian parasite radio station number 666 on the fear thought dial. Yes, they can beam in mind-controlled thoughts and fully possess those who become fully manipulated and controlled by fear. We saw this in 2020. We see it till today. We see it. It takes different levels of violence and psychic manipulation for different soul fragments, but they know how to, the dark side of master the art of manipulating the fearful, obviously. So, thus, in the local individual psyche, a major trauma, if not leading to cancer, almost invariably leads to some kind of mental social disorder, such as the individual developing narcissistic personality disorder. And if this isn't checked, of course, the individual will become gradually possessed by narcissistic predator entities, which are, of course, spirits beaming in directly from the dark side, the reptilians or the Anunnaki, the Syrian Draco essences, and if they took, or others, and if they took all of their boosters, or even none of them, if they don't have the discernment, they can be made into a sleeper agent or a Manchurian candidate. Those people are no longer souls in human bodies. It's really sad. This is our friends and family, man. This is really heavy. This war is sick and heavy, but when it's over with, we're going to be in the golden age, and it's super exciting. Because you know what? Those souls are no longer souls in human... These people are no longer souls in human bodies blessed with free will. Gradually, they have in full denial of their birthright of multidimensionality and denial of the real creator being the divine, respectful, original goddess Christ. They've tragically accepted being mentally programmed cyborg human box slaves who might just be instantly programmed by the dark ETs to what's happened to me, to want to come up and punch me for telling the truth about this stuff, or obviously want to kill you if I'm saying this and they were sitting near me. Possibly in this insane interdimensional culmination of millions of years of mostly invisible as well as overt, like the conquistadores, visible bloody conquest, torture, rape, killing, and above all that, fear. How will you deal with this huge issue if you are a respectful divine soul in a human flesh suit ascending into the Christ awareness of the fifth dimension? Faith in the truth and reality of the original divine mother, even when the Lockheed planes are coming close and listening and recording me, which they are. Faith in the truth and reality of the original divine mother who gave us all free will and the massive gift of choice, what we eat, what we inject, what we think, what we believe, not manipulated multiple choice questions that our fake junior guide ETs have given us. That is the hijack version. Okay? Like the dark side, the Syrians are masters of war and numbers. They know how to control numbers. And if I still refuse to get a cell phone, for example, or go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X, even though I tried to go on Facebook a month ago, but because I refused to make fake friends, they thought I wasn't a real person. They knocked me off. Or because of my other video content they know of through YouTube, they knocked me off for 6 months after I didn't even get on. So, with my YouTube shadow ban, this dude in the forest will never reach the numbers, they think. The CIA thinks. Hundreds, thousands, millions of people. This is intentional because, like Laura Eisenhower, who was permanently kicked off YouTube for adamantly doing her best for years, interviewing people and selling products that help remove the graphene colonies and educating and arming people with the explicit truth of this horrible war and the healing tools of the most powerful sort. The dark are masters of technology, and they do also, they do all they can to discredit the truth, okay? Make the truthers look crazy, right? Like the conspiracy theory was the term that Alan Dulles came up with to cover his own ass after they orchestrated knocking off JFK, the tinfoil hats, and charging Alex Jones $1 trillion fine to pay $1 trillion to set an example. How will you survive and even live standing and acting in the truth of the freedom and peace of Christ consciousness and retain awareness of your freedom in all these tricky situations, like when do weapons burn down Lahaina? Number one, and strive to eventually and ideally never believe or act on suicidal, homicidal, violent, narcissistic, fearful, or disassociated thoughts. That's number one. I can't even see it for shit, man. Number one, you do not identify with the thoughts of the dark, okay? When a violent or fearful or spiritually retarded thought comes in your head, you just have to realize that's a program. Strive to eventually and ideally never believe or act on suicidal, homicidal, violent, narcissistic, fearful, or disassociated thoughts, beaming in from the interdimensional radio station 666. Okay. This comes from a book I actually found on the side of the road when I was 20 years old, going to Labor Ready too late in North Charleston, near where I was born, in the ghetto, waiting for the bus at a bus station where the bus rarely ever comes, or it rarely came in those days, and I ended up probably hitchhiking back. It's from an Ascension Handbook, a little purple book, an Ascension Handbook by Tony Stubbs, published in Colorado. I only let in and out light and love. This prayer shield is super powerful. If and when you use and believe in it, it can and will keep your body safe and your spirit, but only when you remember it, okay? Well, I was sleeping in the ice lettuce, in the West Cliff one day, like 15 years ago, taking a nap in the afternoon. And this guy, I think, is either in the Illuminati or some kind of similar club. This redheaded guy would put on a wetsuit and swim in the ocean. And he walked by me and woke me up and tried to shake my hand. And then I saw him on the beach when I was swimming a week or two later, and he said, "Remember me? I woke you up." And he tried to shake my hand. And he told me he's a lawyer. And I said, "Well, I don't believe in a lot of the things that you're enforcing there." And he's an alcoholic. He got it in his head that he had to kill me, and he said, he was threatening to kill me several times in public. And then about 10 o'clock in the night, I was going home one day, and I'm walking, and I walked up into him, and he said, "That's not you, is it? That's you." And he got out a can of mace, and he was about to mace me right then. And I said, "You don't want to do that." And I was young and big-headed, but he said, "Why not? Tell me one reason why not." And I said, "Because you'd have to live with it." And he goes, "Don't ever let me see you again on West Cliff." And I think the worst thing he did after that was he threw a beach ball at me one time when I was chilling out there, spaced out. But I didn't even think I've ever seen him after that. But I used the prayer shield at that time when he was about to kill me or harm me, and it kept him off me. So it was a trip. How forgetting the goddess, every time I've had physical harm to my body, like accidents, hurting myself, I was not using the prayer shield. I was not protecting myself with it. Every time I've forgotten the goddess, this prayer shield, for example, or any other protective prayer, evil spirits have been able to harm my body, and I am always safe anywhere within it. Even with no food or money, after the CBDC destroys and takes everything with dues and lockdowns, you will be safe and okay, even if your body is harmed or killed, when and if you can remain within the eternal heart of the divine spirit of the pure Christ goddess Sophia, period. They can never find you and take your essence in this soul recycling human form trap again. Then, because you are free, you give them no openings. Only the original creator can compel your actions when you're really aware to serve awareness and awakening into the one always and at all times. Thanks.